Sir, where do you think you're coming from?
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
What are you doing here?
Do you mind to tell us where you just came from?
It's a beautiful sunny day. I've just been out on a stroll.
Let me
of course.
let me smell that first hand.
Yeah, you can.
What's that hand smell like? Hold on.
Hi, Tokyo Tops.
Hello, Tokyo Holes.
We're back with Dawn again because we have decided to go on a little adventure today.
Yeah.
So last year we released a video on ranking the bathhouses
Yeah, remember that.
in Tokyo, and it's actually very popular. A lot of people have been coming up to us and saying they're actually using that ranking
Okay.
when they're coming here to decide where to go. One thing that I noticed though in that is that we're just sitting in front of a computer ranking stuff,
Right.
but in reality some of these, I mean, by design, they're kind of hidden.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, not
Right?
many people know how to get to them easily.
Exactly. Like if you're going to 24, I think that's pretty obvious. But a lot of the other ones, there was one actually I went to a couple of years ago, literally in an apartment building. And it had no sign and it had nothing. And I'm thinking, am I just going to walk into someone's house? Like, Can you imagine if I was just like, and like walked in and someone's just like sitting there eating dinner?
They would call the police on you.
But they would. I mean, they might call the police on me anyway, like the things that were going on in that room. But things are hidden here. And so I thought, why don't we give people a little tour?
Sure.
So, first place we've come to is Nishi-Nippori.
Yes.
And what is a Nishi-Nippori?
I know it to be very, very not sexual. So if you really look at the map, you can see that there's a plethora of shrines and temples that are on the west side. And there's a couple of ramen spots right over here near the station as well.
You should know them. Really?
Yeah, because my friend actually lives a couple of stations over. So I've come over here and walked their dog. So that's why I know it.
Oh, I only come here to...
So, okay.
So you can show us the restaurant
The other
after.
protein.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me where to go after around. So Nishi-Nippori is famous for Marasite,
Yes.
which is a fun word. Mara means dick, and I guess it's sight.
The site that you see them.
That you
at,
see them
the
and
place you
do
see
other
them.
things with them. One thing that's really good about this place that I keep on coming back is the, how do we say it? Like Norigai.
It's got a nice atmosphere.
The atmosphere is like
everyone's kind of
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
down.
Vibes. There's vibes there. Good vibes there.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't be a little picky, but some places can be sort of overly picky. It's like, why are you even here?
Right.
Sort of thing. Marasite is different. Marasite is the type of place where people go because you want to have fun, and you know the group rooms are fun. Everything about that is good. So come here for a good time there. It's a little bit out of your way.
It's not the expected place that you would do it.
No.
It's on the east side. The
Yeah.
east side's usually where all of the stations that go to the airport are. So
Yes.
it's not something that someone would automatically think, oh, yeah, I'm going to go there during my stay.
One good thing about that, though, is yes, the airport. Because the next station over has the Skyliner to Narita Airport.
Right.
When you're taking in, you can quickly come one station over, hop by here for, or on the way out to the airport if
Right.
you have an hour or two to kill.
Right.
That is a good way to sort of use your time and pass through here. So another thing I want to talk about is foreigner friendliness.
Yeah. That's very important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places recently who have, I would say, silently started not allowing foreigners in.
Yeah.
Just as a whole thing of the increase in tourism and just making something that is just exclusively for the locals. So, if Marasite is one of those places, then you still can get that local flavor, but they have not excluded foreigners.
Yeah. So with that in mind, just want to walk you through the typical reception sort of pattern so that when you come here, you're not going to run into anything that is surprising. So you're going to go up the stairs, in the door. Now, instantly take your shoes off. I actually saw a couple of foreigners come the other day, and they didn't take their shoes off, and then that became a
Big
thing.
thing.
So take off your shoes when you've arrived, and then go and talk to the person right in front of you.
Yep.
It's 1,500 yen.
Okay.
And then you will be given a towel and a bag for your shoes. So when you're given a bag, that's for your shoes.
Right.
And then you put them on the bottom of your locker. There's usually like a little shelf that you put your clothes on.
What kind of people go in there? Young, old?
I think it's a very big mix.
Okay.
I would say that's also part of the vibe in the sense that you're not going to find, muscle Marys throughout the whole thing.
Okay. We get enough of them on stage, go-go boys.
Well, and I feel like that's also part of where people start getting really choosy, particular.
Yeah.
So here, I think there's a more variety of body types, and that allows people to sort of mingle a little bit with different type of body types. I would say it's very average. Average body type, average, or like, I don't want to say middle age, I want to say like average age, like 30s. Of course, you're going to get people in their 20s. You are going to get people in your 40s. I would say the average age is 30. There are slings. You can also buy some refreshments or whatever for like 150 yen if you need, but there's not really a relaxing area. Some of the places that we're going to go to today have more of a relaxing area. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good time. The only thing I really don't like about it is its location. It's far, and there's nothing for me to do when I finish. Unless it's
take
ramen.
a shower.
Maybe I'm gonna
Take a shower.
I like to
That's what you
shower.
do first, and then you have some ramen.
Okay, show me your ramen place.
Yeah, it's right over there. I'll
Let's
show
go.
you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
What have you heard about Nishi-Nippori, or like what do you know in this area? Like after a good time, how do you have a good time?
So I don't know this place to be a good time place. I honestly
it's not,
don't.
yeah.
Again, on the east side, anything that is between Ikebukuro and Ueno, I think of it as all like suburban area. Like everyone's just this residential area.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't imagine there even being a place like Marasite over here. But it does make sense because if it's in a place that's kind of inaccessible, then it means that you have to plan your day to come out here. So they do get the people who need to
Oh, who are
want to
actually
go there.
really wanting to dedicate. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, if they don't want to go out to just the Shinjuku Nishome, and they just have it in a place that's like, okay, y'all know where we're at.
Yeah.
You know where our info is, then you just make your time and schedule your day and then be on your way.
I think another thing as well is this does capture a lot of people coming in from Saitama.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, the hubs that are over here that connect to the airport and stuff, they also connect to outside of Tokyo. That's right.
So there are a lot of people that I do meet, and it's like, oh, where do you live? And then I tell them where I live. They're like, why are you here? And then I'm like, where do you live? And they're like, Saitama. And then sometimes I also get people from Yokohama. So because the Keihin to Hoku line right from Saitama all the way down to Yokohama, it's actually quite easy for people in those areas to come up.
Right. Do people do it in the hallways? Like
people do it in the hallways on the way to the sling. So the sling area gets very busy and exciting.
Okay.
The sling area definitely gets busy and exciting, and everyone will start like. It gets a little bit more, let's say, free in that area for sure, and of course in the open room as well. But the sling is a little bit, it's hidden in the back, so I think, and it's darker, so I think people feel more like they feel more anonymous, or you know, it's kind of secret in the dark, in the shadows.
Right.
One thing I will say you have to be careful about is this place. It's out in the middle of nowhere in a way. It's popular. It will. After like 2-ish on a weekend, a line starts. PM. Oh yeah, because it only goes, I think it closes at like 11 p.m. or something on that. So it's not a 24-hour thing. But in the day, it gets busy on the weekend, and it will form a line outside, up the stairs. So it's on the second floor.
Right.
It'll start going upstairs to the third. It's never gone as far as the fourth, but I've had to wait in line for like an hour. Before.
You know, Japanese people love a line.
They love lines.
Yes. That's how you know it's really good. You can be able to see the people who came out and the people who are going in. So.
And the thing that's difficult, I think, is like you've come all the way over here, and there's nothing else here. So people are like, fuck, like I might as well just wait.
Right.
Because like by the time I get back on the train and go somewhere else, I'll have gotten in.
Right.
So bring a Switch, like that's what I do. If I come on the weekend, like I'll bring my Switch just in case.
Not the one that you hit people with, the one that you play games with.
Yes, what do you mean Switch?
Oh, that's a black thing?
Oh.
A branch of a tree that is very thin that you can be able to whip people with. So we're talking about going to a bathhouse. You may be giving people who have kinks.
Bring your Nintendo Switch.
There we go.
There you go.
Brand it.
Bring your Nintendo Switch or something just to keep you occupied if you want to, if you happen to wait. So I think we ranked it S tier in our ranking, and I honestly, I really recommend it. And again, let's be mindful and be respectful as much as possible so that we can all continue to enjoy it. Because if one day I get to Marasite and they're like, no foreigners, I'm gonna cry.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will. Cause a scene though, but
Cause a scene and start throwing things and then start uploading it.
Do you know how much dick I've taken
Do you
here?
know how much money I've given to you? I've paid your rent 10 times over. Are we out to your ramen place yet? You're taking me to Nippori.
Yes.
We passed it, didn't we?
Yes, we passed it.
We passed it.
Yeah, I would have pointed out while we were in the middle of a conversation.
Okay. So next, where are we gonna go? Do you remember?
Hold on. It's from Nishi-Nippori down to Kanda.
Down to Kanda.
Down to Kanda. Oh, you said what was it? Ninja?
Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. Ninja used to be in Shinjuku.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Kurashi.
So I know that, and I got mad because I was like, I moved. Again, I'm not going out of my way to go to a bathhouse. But yeah, I'm actually excited to see where this one is.
All right, so let's get on the Yamanote line. See you in a moment.
Yeah, here it is. So it's an Ieke, but someone said that their menu has like a special one on there. So if you look at it from above,
yeah, it's really close.
it's very, very close. Like it was right here.
Yeah, and
then the station is like right here.
and the Marasite is
Marasite is over here.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh my
It comes up. It's right there.
The next station is Kanda, JY2. The doors on the left side will open.
We are in Kanda now.
Do you want to hear my Kanda joke?
Okay, okay. What is it?
Kanda? What kind of place is that?
Oh. So it was a 10-minute train ride away from Nishi-Nippori. We are here now, north exit.
Yes.
And similar to Marasite, it's like a 3 to 5 minute walk from the station. It's actually quite interesting, I think, because like these ones are very close to the station, whereas like the ones in Shinjuku are not particularly
You're right.
close to the station. So the good thing I like about Ninja is before I discovered Marasite, I felt Ninja was in a place where people are really just down to have fun.
Okay.
And the difficult part about Ninja is that it's quite small.
I see.
There are probably the same amount of cubicles as Marasite, but it's literally just in like a long line, kind of like you've gone to it's almost like a women's bathroom. You go in the back and there's just like a line of cubicles.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? And they do have a little bit of like a group room in the back, but it's just a tight space.
I see.
I guess my point is that if you do a round and there's no one that's your type, you're done. It's a small space.
Okay, so it's big risk in big return.
Yeah.
I see.
But if you do find someone you like, it's possible. Like you have a good a possibility that you can take it to the next level. Also, again, people, as I said, they're down in a way that other places aren't as much. Meng usually jokes about this place is he doesn't like it because it's too easy.
Oh.
He likes a little bit of a challenge, but like he's like, every time I go there, I get like dog piled on instantly. And I'm like, isn't that the point? So we are actually coming up to the place right now. So here we are. This is it. Central building.
I see.
So actually in this building, you'll notice that there are other things as well, but there's also a hand job only bar.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
So if you come here, you kind of have like two shots in a way, if you think about it, right? Like you could go to Ninja, if Ninja's like not your vibe, then just go up to, I believe it's like the 7th floor. Then you can try the hand job one. And that one's bigger. That one like spans the whole floor.
Okay. Better for sides if you don't want to
Better
get
for
completely naked. You just want to take your pants off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like so if you're into, that's exactly it. If you're a side and you're into side play, this is where to go for that. Ninja is not side play very much. I think it is a lot more, they want penetration. And I believe, I will check the prices, but I believe they're also $1,500 to get in. Ninja has a big dick day though.
Hey.
So you can get measured, you can get discounts. Again, this is all going to be probably, well, this will be in Japanese. So if your main language is something other than Japanese, I think just come in, pay the fee, just go in and something smooth. You know? Again, foreigner friendly. I don't know so much about the handjob bar. I haven't been lately, but I've been before, so I think it's like no problem. But Ninja in general, they're very like open to foreigners, no issues. Again, you get in, there's a bucket. There's a bucket of like plastic bags when you get in. So you grab one of those, put your shoes in, and then go up to reception. So I heard when we were on our way here, we were talking a little bit about it. You know a little bit of history about Ninja.
I do know that. I've never been, but I did want to go. And when I heard about it, it was in Shinjuku. So it's actually around Nichome area. But they had up and moved it and moved over here. So I didn't get a chance to go.
Honestly, for me, I come here when I go to Akihabara.
Oh, yeah, it's right down the street.
Yeah, it's literally like it's about a 10-minute walk from here. So I'll come here either like before or after lunch and then stop by. And then usually I'll go back to Akihabara, like peter around, have some fun. Like Kanda's actually not that bad of a place. There's a lot of places to like eat and like coffee shops and stuff like that. It's close to Jimbocho, isn't it? Which is like for books and stuff.
Yeah, for books
like,
and stuff. Yeah, if you're going to Akihabara, that's at the electric town. So all your novelty goods or your electronics goods. You probably want to do all that stuff after you come here because that's a lot of baggage.
Yeah. So it's just like I wouldn't necessarily hang out here too much, but it's close to a lot of other places that could be of interest.
Right.
Especially, if like, again, when I'm here for like Akihabara, and specifically around here, there's also like a Tenden Onsen. So I can also like relax and like, So it's kind of, as you said, like a first stop for how I'm spending my day in this sort of area.
Right.
Give it a shot. Ninja has always been there for me. Again, small. It's a little bit of a gamble regarding who's going to be there at a certain time.
Right.
But it's good. I've always had a good time here. And you don't really see any of the lines or anything out the door. So
no, like I said, it's smaller. People already expect it to be smaller. So get in, get out. Yeah. Like a ninja.
Next time on Tokyo BTM, we head west straight into Shinjuku, the heart of gay Tokyo. But how do the saunas compare to the east? From the world's busiest station to the middle of the scene. We'll take you there step by step. Don't miss it.